Check, check, check. Aha! Oh, okay, good. We got it up and running. So, everyone, hold 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, the funny thing is, CJ, the first release chapter of One Piece in 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, peoples! Out of breath. But I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally here. We finally get to read the official, the chapter of One Piece that came out last year and people read it early. But now you're here with me and we get to read through the official licensed ones. And you guys can hear me. And I've learned to keep chat on the side so you guys can let me know. Please let me know if I'm being too loud, but I'm just excited because this is the first official release chapter of One Piece in the year 2020, the first chapter of the decade, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started. So, let's go ahead and refresh this page so I can see chapter 967. New chapter coming in just a few minutes. Why are you teasing me, Viz? New chapter coming in just a few minutes. Why are you teasing me, Viz? We got Hinata in here. We got CJ. We got Fandom Descent. We got Grant Dolman. We got all the heavy hitters in my chat today. You guys are awesome. Oh, boy. I'm excited. I'm going to keep refreshing this page until I see this chapter pop up. Don't you... There it is! There it is! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Yeah! Look at this. Look at this cover page by Ichiro Oda. Look at this. Look at this awesome looking cover page. What ship is this? You have the Going Merry. You have the Thousand Sunny. Then you got the whole Straw Hat crew. Who is all these faces? That's with the Straw Hats. They're all dressed up in pink suits. The only person who's... Everyone's dressed up in pink of some color. Pink or red of some color. I don't know who these people are, but I like this. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Chapter 967, Roger's Adventure. With the help of Ganfor, the god atop the clouds, we descended safely back to the sea below. Because as many of you remember, the last chapter we got of One Piece in 2019 was when Oden went with Rayleigh and the Roger Pirates and Roger on his adventure for 1 year. And they made their way to Skypiea, and he leaves, and Oden's knowledge of being able to, carve into poneglyphs that was left on the big golden bell up at Skypiea. And of course, Buggy was all like, "Can't we take this back with us?" And then everyone's all like, "We're not here for that." And then Roger leaves a last message that's like, "I guide this message to its end." So thus starts the adventure with Roger. But now we get to see it. All right, with the help of Ganfor, the god atop the clouds, we descended safely back to the sea below. The North Pole! Whoa, is this Water 7? They're at Water 7! The North Pole! No, the South Pole. And proceeded to a city of shipbuilders. Water 7? Knock it off, both of you. Don't you ever stop squabbling. And that's right, there's Rayleigh coming in right there. What did you say? What did you say? Those stones are in your countries too? Red ones, though. That's the kind I need the most. Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say something? I'm excited. Sorry if my accent for Roger is not on point as it normally is, but yeah, oh boy. That's the kind I need most. Why didn't you say something? So I've got one broad poneglyph sheet that I stole already from Lin. So he's already been to Big Mom's hole. He's already been to Big Mom's, and he, just like Brook, he broke in. He painted, he got a sheet of the road poneglyph from Big Mom and then dipped out. Don't know how he did it, but who knew that Brook would do the same thing like 30-something years later? So I've got one road poneglyph sheet that I stole already from Lin, and I've got a hunch about where another one is. Where to go, Captain? I've got it in my grasp. Where is this guiding me? We're going to gather all 4 of them. Oh man, Roger's so happy, and so am I. Scrap Heap Island, Water 7. It's Tom! Tom the shipwright, the man who built Roger's ship. It's been ages since I saw you guys. Good to see you again, Tom. Hey, Tom! Tom! Did you build that train of yours? You crazy, I'm still designing it. And who's that looking off to the side? Is that Iceberg? All this time, and you people haven't piped down a bit. And there's Odin, and he's looking at... Is he looking at Frankie? Yo! Odin met Frankie! What? You're an orphan? Want me to put in a good word with our captain? A pirate? No way! I just got abandoned by pirates. You were abandoned? What a laugh. Odin met Frankie. How does Frankie not remember this? Oh! They sing Binkasake! Yo, 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 yo. I'm excited for this chapter already! Hey, Moses. Time to ship out. Time to ship out Binks' brew. Na 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 na. Binkasune sake o. I need to learn that song. And they're going past Todoke no Yukuyo. Oh, you guys are helping me learn. Don't know the lyrics. Binkasune sake wo Todoke no Yukuyo. I wish I just knew the rest of this whole song. Come on, don't sing the English version. I know. But it's not putting it in Japanese in this translation. It's going to put it in English. You know what? Screw it. I'm pulling it up so I can learn the words. Binkasu no sake wo toroke ni yuku yo. Umikaze kimakase nami makase. I'm learning Japanese songs. I'm happy. All right, let's get back to the task at hand before I get fully distracted. Okay, so they're sailing past the giant bridge where all the slaves were working. You know where Robin was. I forget, what is it? It's not the Tequila Bridge, is it? I'm getting Tequila mixed up with something else in One Piece. I hope that's right. But they're sailing past the bridge as it's being built up. And they're all the way in Fishman Island. No, wait, they went to Sabaori, then they got their ship coated, and now they're making Tequila Wolf. That's what I'm getting it confused with. Thank you, Shinobi. But they go to Sabaody, and then they get their ship coded and they make their way. Ah, yes, Fishman Island. I went there with Waikichi too. Well, don't be careless, got that? It's no less deadly on the second trip. And they're sailing. Really? Did you hear that voice? Heard what? It's dead silent down here. Who's there? Who's talking down in the depths? I heard it too. So Odin has the voice of all things, and Roger has the voice of all things. And, Momonosuke has it and Luffy has it, and we know that those who have it, it's even rarer than Conqueror's Haki. Those who have it are able to hear different voices from things that you normally couldn't hear, including Sea Kings, which happens to be in this panel. You do, Odin? And the Sea Kings are looking, but they're not noticing too much. And, of course, they make it to Fishman Island with King Neptune, who's noticeably younger, and you can actually see his mouth because his beard isn't, 20 feet long. Why have you come here, surface dwellers? Ah! No, wait, look closer. It's me, Roger. Don't you recognize me, Neptune the Knight? Neptune the Knight? Wow. Roger be getting around. How does he know Neptune? Don't you recognize me? Neptune the Knight. Roger? Ah, yes, I see. So you'll be the one to do it. And they're already in Fishman Island. Do what? I'm not getting up to anything. What happened to you, Neptune? A man of your stature terrified of a little prophecy? There is a prophecy that very soon someone will destroy the gates of Fishman Island. And now you're all here. So the natural assumption is... And then all of a sudden, there's he notices something. King Neptune, it's been destroyed. What? A Neptunian just bit through the gate. Those docile Neptunians, that's impossible. He was right. Now there is a breach in the outer bubble. Seal it at once, emergency repairs. And it turned into a disaster after all. Yeah, but it wasn't our fault. Oh, snap. Madame Charlet at age 3. 3 years old and she already giving prophecies. What is it with the age difference? And you can do so much at such a young age in the world of One Piece. Like Odin, for example. When he was a baby, he was flinging his wet nurses across the room. The Neptunians are restless because they're waiting for the mermaid princess to be born. Prophet girl Charlet, age 3. Mermaid princess? You had another prophecy then? Will His Majesty have a child? That's wonderful news. Now wait a moment, I'm not even married yet. Oh, this is before Neptune even became king. Knight Neptune! So he's still king, but he only took the throne a few months ago. So he's only been king for like a couple of months, and he's not even married. I wonder if he's even met future queen Otohime. I almost forgot her name. Wow. That's bad. I'm sorry. I wonder if he's met Otohime already. But King Neptune, she prophesied the death of the late king, too. She did. And she was right about the seditious mermaid Otohime and her political protests the other day. Otohime. I didn't even look at that panel beforehand. These are not good prophecies to be correct about. In the sea forest. Hey, there's Gabon again. Her prophecies have been riling up the country lately. That's nice, Neptune, but we didn't come down here to catch up on small talk. It seems like 2 stones would be quite the windfall, but one of these 2 is not very important. It is an apology from someone named Joy Boy. Then you really can read this writing. What about the weapon that can control Neptunians? Is that here? So is that what they call Sea Kings? In this official translations, they're not known as Sea Kings, they're known as Neptunians. I prefer Sea Kings. The stone on the island in the sky said that this is where it would be. Well, there is a prophecy that little Charlet delivered not long ago,
that sent a shiver down my spine. It said that a mermaid who can talk to Neptunians will soon be born. Yep, they're calling Sea Kings Neptunians in this official translation. I'm just going to call, if I see Neptunians, I'm just going to say Sea Kings. It's what we're all used to. They will only come around every few centuries, so perhaps... You're saying your daughter's going to be a weapon that'll destroy the world one day? It's just a prophecy, and every power depends on how you use it. Who could have guessed that Poseidon would be a mermaid? Hey, Charlie, when is this mermaid princess going to be born? In 10 years from now. Why would you take an interest in this, Roger? I'm disappointed in you. It's not the weapon we're after, Neptune. It's the people who called it a weapon. Specifically, the vast treasure those people left behind somewhere. Feel better now? Don't worry. We're not coming back in the future to kidnap your hairy daughter. She will not be hairy.
I'm loving this chapter so far. Oh my goodness, this chapter is so good. Oh, I'm enjoying every minute of it. And they're singing the rest of Bink Sake. I don't know if you guys want me to, go through it since it's the English translation. I'm gonna do it anyway. Sea wind blows to where, who knows, the waves will be our guide. Or across the ocean's tide, the sunset is going wild. See the sky, birds singing in circles passing by. I know you guys don't like it. My apologies. But they're just going through all these seas and different environments, like waves that are loops. And then they're going through an island that is... Sing it all, English or not. Thank you, Japanese Flea. I think I may have seen you around here before. But they've gone past... No, it's Bink's Sake, not Bink's Brew. There's people who likes Bink's Sake, and there's people that like Bink's Brew. I'm not getting into that. But they're going across waves that are loops. They're going on islands that rains lightning, and they've made it to another poneglyph, and they're all just having fun. Everyone's showering, and they're all like in this big massive spa, and everyone's just chilling. Odin, Gaban, Rayleigh, Momonosuke, everyone's just chilling in the seas near Wano. 4Kids Brew. Ugh, we don't talk about 4Kids. In the seas near Wano, Toki's fallen ill. Toki. Oh no, Toki. Toki's original destination was to the land of... Oh, this is Crocus. Toki's original destination was the land of Wano. With it so close at hand, the exhaustion of her long journey has finally caught up to her. She ought to disembark on Wano. Oh, I wonder if her devil fruit ability of going forward in time, I wonder if it has like a negative impact on her health.
Kinemon and the others don't know about Lady Toki. We will stay here with her, Lord Odin. I'm staying too, of course.
No, Odin, you will go. If you are the type of man who stops now, then I'm getting a divorce.
Lady has spoken. And we got everyone back now. Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, Kappa, Kawamatsu, and how did I forget? How did I forget Izo's brother's name? No one say anything. No one say anything. I am going to force myself to remember. I can't remember how to... Kiku! Oh, Kiku! See, I'm good with faces, but the names always get me. Kiku, Kawamatsu, Raizo, Kanjuro, and Kinemon. I don't know how I forgot Kiku's name or what sort of Chipotle level brain fart I just suffered, but I apologize. I apologize for forgetting that, everybody. I'm excited, so I'm kind of forgetting and remembering things.
It is very good to see you again at last, Lord Odin. You left Purdy in our hands when you departed, and now, in fact, all of Wano is... Wait!
Wait! If you truly care for Odin, then I beg of you, let him...
Wait, what has happened to Wano since he's been away? I will be leaving again for quite some time. And then Kinemon doesn't like the look of this. Even as I turned my back on Wano, I knew that some ominous change was afoot. Oh, I can tell, because in this panel that he's saying this, one of Kaido's factories is already there. I could sense that if I turned back, I would never again go to sea.
Scoundrel!
I took a quick copy of the poneglyph, then went back to the ship. Scoundrel? You want me to read these messages on your own? Oh, scoundrel. You want to read these messages on your own? It was my first return home in 4 years, and it lasted merely hours. Seemed like the only way to reach Zo's with this Vivre card. I can see why it's not even an island.
Is something the matter, Odin?
And Shanks is just straight up talking to Odin. It's nothing, just a strange feeling. Alright, so now we're on Zo. I heard it's pirates!
I heard it's the Kozuki clan.
It's a letter from Dogstorm and Catviper, Nekomamushi and Urarashi. Mokomo Dukedom Duke Genghis Ban. So those incorrigible problem children are still alive. Oh, we had quite the uproar after they vanished.
Welcome visitors, Garcha!
Ah, what's going on? Garcha! I feel so unnerved here. You alright? It's not like you to be so nervous. I know how you feel, Odin. You too, Captain Roger? It feels like something huge is watching us. Huh?
There it is, the final road poneglyph!
And there it is, right underneath the crest of the Kozuki clan. And the Kozuki crest! Then it's true that we were brothers with the minks.
Please, mister, you gotta take me along.
No! No! Why? No! That's Pedro! Why?
Pedro, you said your name was. Listen, kid, you're on the waiting list. See, everyone gets their turn. Their time to shine.
Oh, boy, Pedro. Why'd you have to make me remember Pedro?
My turn?
When it comes around, you can help us. But where's Denjiro? That's the question. Because I didn't see him with everyone else. We already know where Izo is. He's with Whitebeard. But everyone except for Denjiro is there. Shutenmaru wasn't there either, but I figured he went to go be like a mountain bandit. When it comes around, you can help us.
Okay, I will. I'll come to your aid.
We had found several real poneglyphs and the 4 road poneglyphs. 3 minutes behind, by the way, had to pause the stream. Oh, okay. And we're still going in a port town, and there's still stuff going on. Oh, he's coughing. He's on his last legs. No, Roger. You all right, Captain? And then he's apparently he was in his quarters, and Shanks is right outside of his room. Do we know the place? Yes, we figured it out. When do we sail? Right now. Whether out of good fortune or bad, the apprentice deckhand Buggy-Jiro caught a sudden fever.
Ah, I'm better now, I swear. You gotta take me along.
And had to forego. Yo!
Buggy was not there on the final voyage. He got sick before it, so even Buggy doesn't know.
The apprentice deckhand Buggy-Jiro caught a sudden fever and had to forego the voyage to the final island. Red Taro chose to stay behind and care for him.
Shanks doesn't know either.
Are they best friends or mortal enemies?
If we're gonna go there, we'll take our own ship someday.
Wow.
Roger's pirate's crew has finally done it! Roger's completed a full circumnavigation of the globe. He's the first ever! At last, someone has conquered this sea. He's the king of the sea, the king of the pirates!
And on that day, we learned the entire truth of the world. What the 100-year void is, what the people of the D are, what the ancient weapons are. In the past, Wano was open to the world, and in the face of that vast treasure, which was very real indeed, Roger just laughed. And so did we all. We laughed until tears sprang to our eyes. Oh, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time. This is quite a treasure you've left behind. A tale full of laughs. Say, that gives me an idea. We're the first people to reach this final island in 800 years. Why don't we give it a name? We'll call it Laugh Tale.
And thus, the island gains its name. Next chapter in the 19th. This wait was worth it. Such a hype chapter. Wow. There's so much to go through. Whew. Legendary moment. You are not kidding. In the face of all this stuff that Roger just discovered, they learned the entire truth of the world, what the 100-year void is, who the people with the initial D were, and what the ancient weapons are, and even some history about Wano and how it was open to the world, and all the treasure that's in Laugh Tale. Roger just laughs at all of it. This is this is the final voyage of Goldie Roger. Wow. We all knew we were going to see it one day, but this is like a bittersweet moment. Like, this is his last time with his crew. Wow. And in this one action, he becomes known. They call him the king of the pirates, but what he wants to call himself and finally be known as, that's something that only Whitebeard and Oden know. But wow. And not just Roger laughed, the entire crew laughed until they started crying from it. And since they were the first people to land on that island in 800 years, that island is known as Laugh Tale. Now, the reason why it's not called Raftel, as we used to call it beforehand, is with the recent movie One Piece Stampede, which I have not seen, the name was changed to Laugh Tale, and now it's officially known as Laugh Tale. So I know people prefer Raftel. It's fine with me. Raftel, Laugh Tale, it doesn't matter to me. I like Laugh Tale. It sounds something that Roger would name it. But this is such a wonderful chapter. Wow. The first official licensed chapter of One Piece in the year 2020, the first chapter of One Piece in the decade. And we have Roger laughing his behind off as he pretty much accomplishes his goal and completely conquers the entire sea. The only person thus far to actually explore it all, do it all. So the One Piece is clearly more than just a singular thing, but a haul, a treasure hoard. So here's the thing. Now, I said this in one of my previous streams way back when, but thankfully, Oda has confirmed that the One Piece is not just some sort of metaphysical thing like, oh, the real treasure was the adventure you have with your friends. No, Oda said that it would be stupid if the Straw Hats didn't get something when they find the One Piece. So not only is it like a massive hoard of treasure, but it's like the history of the D's, the history of the 100-year void and the the 100-year void. What the ancient weapons are and why they are, and pretty much the history of the world that pretty much brands every single member of the Roger Pirates a permanent criminal whose only reprieve is death. Because we all know the world government does not want anyone to know what truly transpired from the history of the world. Because with that knowledge, they'll find out that, hey, world government's been lying to us the whole time. Because the world government in One Piece is pretty much built up on the fact that no one knows the entire history of the world. So it gave the world government the ability to, write out history and erase anything that they didn't want anyone else to know. But it's implied that Joy Boy left it behind, given what Roger said, or am I wrong? It's implied, yeah, it's implied that Joy Boy... It's implied that Joy Boy left behind a whole bunch of stuff. It's disgusting that the name was already in Stampede, even if it's not the most essential part of this page. It's still a great twist that lost a little bit of impact because of Stampede. Can't say too much. I haven't seen Stampede, so still, it being called Laugh Tale sounds like something that Roger would name it. That's just my opinion. If any of you guys don't like it being called Laugh Tale instead of Raftel, then hey, my own opinion, you guys' own opinion. That's just me. But wow, there's just so much to take in. All right, so let's go ahead and start the review. So firstly, this is a 10 out of a 10 chapter. Not only do we see Roger actually complete his navigation, we don't even see the treasure. We just see him standing in front of like a blank space, because I feel like at the end of One Piece, we'll finally see what it is. But so it only took us over 20 years to get to Laugh Tale, and still it was a flashback, not current timeline. And here's the thing. We don't even see the island itself. We just see the crew members. We don't see any background images. We don't see anything. We just see the crew members in an empty void to, keep up with imaginations of what Laugh Tale would actually look like. And that includes Roger as well, because he's just standing back turned, and he's just looking at what could be the treasure itself, but there's nothing there. So I feel like the One Piece is going to be shown to us when the Straw Hats either get there or someone else actually gets there. I don't know. Do you think it would be too easy if it's the Straw Hats who get there first? Or would it be like, oh, another pirate crew is going to get there first, and then the Straw Hats have to have one big final battle, and then they get access to the treasure itself? So what do you reckon, Kyushu? Best chapter of the year or the decade? Tough choice. It really is. Now, granted, this chapter was already out last year, last decade. So some people might call it the best chapter to end the year on, or best chapter to end that previous decade on. But I like to say that this is the best chapter to start this decade on, out of everything. And that reminds me, I got to do another stream as well, because My Hero came out with a chapter today too. Yep. There's a new chapter of My Hero out, so I got to do that one as well. Straw Hats versus Blackbeard on Laugh Tale. It's inevitable. It's not the world government that's going to have the final battle with the Straw Hats. It's got to be Blackbeard, because his entire crew is the anti-Straw Hats. They are everything that the Straw Hats are not. So out of every villain we've seen, from the CPs, from the world government, from the Supernovas, from the Yonkos, Blackbeard's crew has got to be the only one that stands between them and the One Piece at the end of this story. I'm still catching up to Vigilantes for My Hero Academia. So am I. I am too. I gotta catch up. I got work later tonight, but I'll try and catch up a little bit, as much as I can after I do this recent chapter for My Hero. But Blackbeard has got to be the final end all to be all boss for One Piece. But going forward, we see that he's already, Roger saying, I can see Blackbeard's crew reaching the island first, followed by the world government after the Straw Hats get there. So it's like a three-way between Straw Hats, Yonkos, and the world government. And boy, a battle that will literally shake the world to its core. Well, we don't know if Blackbeard's actually been training with his stolen devil fruit power from Whitebeard. So who knows how much powerful he's become since 2 years. So I feel like, and who knows, we might actually see Kizaru get serious. He might actually Luffy versus Blackbeard versus Im-sama, maybe. Oh, I forgot about him. The ruler of the world versus the future king of the pirates versus one of the strongest Yonkos out there. And I'm only saying that because of his devil fruit abilities, not because of physical capabilities, because we still haven't seen Blackbeard at his strongest. But that's actually something I forgot. I forgot about him and his fixation on Vivi. And this is all still during a backstory. This is all still during the flashback. We still have to catch up to Wano. We still have to catch up to the Reverie. What happened to Sabo? What happened to Kuma? What happened to the battle that was going on between the revolutionaries and the world government? What's going on in Marijois? What's going on with the other supernovas? Where's Kid and Killer? What's going on with Zoro and how's his training going? What's going on with the Thousand Sunny? Did it get destroyed or not? Where's Orochi? Well, we know where he is. But where's everyone at after the entire backup ships in Wano got destroyed? Where is everyone? What's happening with the former warlords? What's going on? There's something in my eye. It's trying to get in there. Get out! It is really distracting me. It is poking me in my eye. Who's Denjiro? Is Denjiro Kiyoshiro? Is Denjiro Kiyoshiro in disguise somehow? Who knows? Don't know. There's just so much to fill in here. Not only that, but we still got Vegapunk. Is Blackbeard the only Yonko we don't know if they have Conqueror's Haki yet? I want to see Mihawk make fools of the Navy. Yeah, we still got Mihawk and the Navy trying to go after him. Trying. We got the Navy with Kobe trying to go and arrest Boa Hancock. We got the Navy going after... We got the Navy going after all the former warlords. Plus, we still don't know the meaning of that straw hat held in the deepest recesses of Marijois. We still don't know why Im-sama is still fixated on Vivi. We still don't know what happened to Sabo. We still don't know the history of Ryukugiyu, because he's the only admiral that's been talked about yet has yet to be seen, and we don't know nothing about. Sabo, Vivi, and Boa, I'm worried. A lot of people are worried. But given the fact that Boa's last words when we last saw her was, the Navy seems to have forgotten that the reason why we became warlords was because of how strong we are. So, and just so you could just to you can measure the strength of what the Navy is going up against. They're going up against an entire island full of women that can all use armament haki on bows and arrows. And then we have 2 higher ranking women that are able to use observation haki, and then we have the Snake Empress Boa Hancock, who is able to use Conqueror's haki and presumably armament haki. I would like to think. Then again, she really doesn't need it, given her devil fruit abilities to turn things to stone, and given her considerable strength, she really doesn't need to use it, to be honest. Because if you're turned to stone, then brute force will just break you. You don't need haki to do that. So I wonder if she even has armament haki. Huh. Interesting. Boa attacks Smoker, so she has it. Right, I forgot about that. That's when she got mad and upset that Smoker pinned down Luffy, and she says that she was going to feed him to wild animals. You know, when you see the double irises in her eyes and her baring her teeth, yeah, she is mad. So yeah, she does have armament haki. We thought Shanks was on Laugh Tale. Maybe even now he didn't achieve to get there, so nobody apart from Roger succeeded. It has to be Luffy before Teach, in your honest opinion. I think so too. Crown Clown, what's going on? What's up, Kyushu? It was fun seeing Madame Charlet as a kid. 3 years old and telling prophecies. What is with the age gap in One Piece? All right, so let me just go ahead and start my review because I want to go ahead and go through, get this done, and then I'll start up my My Hero Academia review and reaction as well. So he's already been to Big Mom's place, and in this panel, apparently Big Mom is still super young because she didn't, you know, turn into a literal brick house. She still looks like she's in the hourglass range. Just a little bit from what the face looks like. So he's already been there and copied a sheet of the road poneglyph that she has. And then they run into Tom, who built Roger's ship in Water 7. You got a young iceberg, and Shanks is happy to see him. Oden meets Frankie. How does Frankie not even remember meeting a member of Roger's crew? Don't know. I wonder if turning yourself into a cyborg kind of represses some memories. Don't know. Then they're on next to the bridge, the massive bridge where Robin used to be a prisoner of. Then they're in the Sabaody Archipelago, and then they sail down to Fishman Island. Then we run into Neptune the Knight, who's only been king for a couple of months. And Madame Charlie given a prophecy about someone will destroy the gates of Fishman Island. And Charlie's only 3 years old, giving prophecies and saying that they're waiting for the mermaid princess to be born. And then they're talking about how Otohime was seductive, but instead they call it seditious, and a political protest the other day. Then they run into another poneglyph that has like an apology from Joy Boy, which Robin would discover numerous years later. Then Roger's just chilling with Charlotte, saying when this mermaid princess is going to be born in 10 years. And Rayleigh's all like, it's not the weapon we're after, Neptune. It's the people who call it a weapon, specifically the vast treasure these people left behind somewhere. Frankie did not even talk to them or know what crew they were. Plus, imagine how many pirates he must have met over the years. You expect him to remember a 30 seconds conversation? Good point. Very good point. Plus, he's like a super small kid at this time. And, you know, not every kid in One Piece has the best of memories. So, good point. But they go across the seas, numerous places, taking Hiyori and Momonosuke with them. Islands with lightning rain and loop-de-loop waves. More poneglyphs, singing Binksisuke. Antonio Madeira from Tekken 101. From Tekken 101. Was that a continuation, or were you just saying? And then Toki's getting sick, so they decide to take her back to Wano. And of course, everyone is there to meet him. All of his vassals are there to meet him, except for Denjiro. He's still unaccounted for. He's not accounted for in the flashback, and he's not accounted for in present time. So, you know, the theory of him being Kiyoshiro is still up there in the air. And I will be leaving again for quite some time. And of course, Oden notices that something's wrong with this country, and we see a factory out there in the distance. Now, of course, I highly doubt that... What do you think? I highly doubt that Wano has like a built-up giant factory sort of place like that, because, I mean, this is Wano, where they do things like in like a blacksmith shop and stuff like on ground level. I highly doubt they would have like a massive factory just there. So yeah, that's probably was built up while he was away. So either Orochi has met up with Kaido, or he's starting to build up a name for himself, so Kaido can kind of join him in his alliance that Orochi is trying to put together. Then they sail off and they go to Zou, where they see all of the Minks, and all the Minks are excited to see them. Then we meet the Duke Genghis Khan, a massive goat mink. T-Train, what's going on? Good to see you. We're just going through the review of the chapter. I've already read through it, so apologies if you're coming in near like the ending of it, because I don't want to go on too long. Actually, how long have I been going? About 46 minutes. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's when I go for 2 hours over one chapter that I start to realize I tend to ramble. But they're there on Zou, and then they see the last final road poneglyph, which is on Zou. And the Kozuki crest. Tongue tie, I'm so sorry. This happens from time to time. The Kozuki crest confirming to Oden that the Kozuki clan and the Minks are, brothers in arms. And then we see Pedro. Moment of silence for a great mink. A great individual, saying that he wants to go along with Roger and his crew, but Roger says you're on the waiting list, and giving him parting words that Pedro would repeat to himself. In the chapter with the old lady, she said to Orochi, start to do manufacturing for that leads back to what I said earlier. Maybe he's already building this stuff now, and that attracts Kaido's attention. Maybe the old lady is working for the government because of CP0 in the present. Now, here's my thing about the old lady. If she's working for the government, how does she have ties? It's a good thing we have no lives so we can watch her reaction. Oh, man. Trade weapons with Orochi, and the old lady said she has made things from outside of Wano. So my thing is, if she were to be, you don't ramble, you're just loving the chapter. Oh, well, thank you, Crown Clown. Thank you. You do me justice. You make me feel happy inside. When I see this, I smile in and out. But my thing is, if the old lady that has the Mane Mane no Mi in the past, before Bon Clay gets it, if she were to be a part of the world government, how was she able to get in contact? Sitting at work, you have 3 more hours till I turn it off. Oh, I'm not gonna go for 3 hours, probably. But it just makes me wonder, what connections does this lady have for her to be in contact with Shiki, who would become as famous as he is? And, Shiki was part of the Rocks Pirates. So does that mean she has ties to both the Rocks Pirates and the world government? If that theory is a thing? Don't know. But we're still with the Minks, and Roger's talking to Pedro, saying, see, everyone gets their time to shine. And then Pedro's just excited.
My turn?
When it comes around, you can help us.
Okay, I will. I'll come to your aid.
And then saying that they found several real poneglyphs and then the 4 road poneglyphs. And in a port town, which we still don't get the name of. This looks like the same port town that Oden ran amok in, and that caused the entire Roger Pirates to, because beforehand in the last chapter, they were all like, you're only here because of your knowledge, Oden, so don't think you're one of us. Then in a port town that looks just like this, after Oden just goes ham in the whole place, they're all like, Oden, we're friends, be buddies, sleep with my... I don't know where I was going with that last one. Come on, Oden, you can sleep in my bed. We're best friends. That still does not sound better. My bad. But basically, everyone was happy and everyone's all like, Oden's our pal, let's go. But at the same port town, it looks like Roger is really, really dying. And he's literally coughing, and everyone is just sitting around waiting for him, saying, do we know the place? And then they all say, yeah, we figured it out. Where do we sail?
When do we sail? Right now.
And Buggy becomes sick. He can't go on a final trip, so he doesn't know where it is. Shanks decides to stay with him, so Shanks doesn't know where it is. And then the day after, there is one samurai in the Gorosei, and it is a goal for the government to destroy the Kozuki. Twist, Wano is the only land that the government doesn't have a hand in, but in reality, they put Orochi in power. So I'm wondering, is this the last flashback chapter, or will there be one or two more? I feel like we still have a little bit of flashback to go, because what about the events leading up to Orochi taking over Wano with Kaido? We have to see what happens. We got to see how he meets Kaido and how they both plan to dethrone Odin and, you know, burn down Kozuki Castle. And then Lady Toki uses her abilities to send all of their, pretty much like all 5 of the Kiku, sending Momonosuke, Kiku, Kanjuro, Raizo, and Kinemon all into the future. So I feel like we still need to see that happen, like the events leading up to that, because either that or Oda's gonna tell us from Orochi's point of view, since, you know, Orochi knows how it's happening. But that's just my... Now that you say that, that Gorosei member that has a samurai sword, I wonder if he is from Wano. But the last bit of this chapter is the world just cheering as Roger's pirate crew goes around and they completely conquer the entire Grand Line. They conquer the entire sea. He's the king of the sea, the king of the pirates. And that is the name he is forever stuck with. Gold Roger, king of the pirates. And on that day, we learned the entire truth of the world, what the 100-year void is, what the people of the D are, what the ancient weapons are. In the past, Wano was open to the world. And in the face of that vast treasure, which was very real indeed, Roger just laughed. And then Roger, laughing, saying, "Oh, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time." And he's laughing, and he decides that the island will be called Laugh-Tale, and there it will stay. And yet we still didn't get to see Roger fight. The only thing we saw from Roger was Roger's and Whitebeard's super advanced form of armament hockey, and the fact that their hockey was so thick that their blades didn't even touch one another. Yet they clashed with enough force to cause the entire island to feel the effects of it, cause the Moby Dick to sway in the ocean waves to crash, people to be sent flying, entire trees, which are massive on that island, to be completely blown away. And the fact that he only has one named move that we've seen, and it's called Divine Departure, and it was strong enough to break through Odin's two-sword style, which we have seen to pretty much cut through everything. And not only was it able to break through Odin's defense, but it also injured him as well and sent him flying back like what, half a mile, crashing into a giant tree in the background. So that's just with one hand. Just went Divine Departure and yeeted him half a mile back. Also, Drake said to Kobe that the CP0 was on Wano and he was shocked. I think at the end of Wano, even the Marines will not be tolerant with the government if they find out. Continuation of Dressrosa. Ever since Dressrosa happened and Fujitora took the very rare and, in the eyes of the world government, impossible stance of, you know, being apologetic for his own shortcomings as an admiral of the Navy, the Marines as a whole, I feel like their image has been far beyond tarnished. Like, the world government is slowly losing its grip on the world that it used to have. Ever since Fujitora came in as an admiral, he's been slowly and methodically removing parts of the world government put into place and to, you know, have control over the world. Because the Seven Warlords system was used to keep pirates in line. Now that system has been completely abolished, the world government doesn't have, you know, the super powerful pirates like Mihawk and Boa Hancock under their employ anymore. So they can't be used to keep to keep other pirates in line. So that line of defense is gone. So the world government is slowly but surely losing its hold on the world thanks to the machinations of both the Straw Hats, of both the people, of both the leaders at the Reverie, and some machinations used by Fujitora and, you know, other members of the Navy who kind of don't agree with the universal, almost unanimous feeling of absolute justice, you know, used by Akainu and numerous other members of the Navy itself. I don't count Kizaru because he's unclear justice. He could take it or leave it. But the world government as a whole is slowly losing its grip that it thought that it had like a fine hold on, thanks to all these things that happened since Dressrosa. Like the world saw that the world government is not capable of protecting the world and, you know, keeping the peace as much as they want. Even Sengoku saw that the world government was, what is the word? Even saw that the world government was as good as he thought when he was told after Marineford that a whole bunch of people from the level 6 level of Impel down escaped, and the thing that Sengoku wanted to do was, well, let's see what we got to do. We got to protect the people. And the word that's given to him is the world government doesn't want him to do anything. Keep hush about it. Don't tell anybody. We need to keep the faith of the world government in our favor. And that already put the world government at odds with Sengoku because he's more reasonable other than amongst all the people in the Navy as well. I mean, when Shanks rolled up, he was the first one to say, yo, this war is over. Let's stop fighting. And he said, only because it's you, Shanks, that I'll do this. Where if it was from Akainu standpoint, he probably would have kept fighting, and he probably would have been killed by either Garp or Shanks or any other member of his crew, because we know Shanks is strong. We know Shanks is beyond strong. When you can block a sword from a Logia user that can melt other swords, when you can block using your sword against a Logia user that can melt everything around you with one arm because, you know, you're missing your left one, not to be trifled with. But that's just me rambling on and on again. Let me see what you guys have been saying. We'll probably get to see Roger fighting a flashback of God Island. I mean, we got to see that someday. It'd be nice. Trust me, the anime will stretch out Roger versus Whitebeard, just like they stretched out Luffy versus Kaido. As much as I like that episode, a whole 20-something odd minute episode just dedicated to Luffy beating up on Kaido, and then in the last 30 seconds of the anime, of that episode, Kaido just one-shots Luffy. I'm like, that's how long it took for that whole thing to go. Like Kaido, and I know it was trying to gauge like the difference between Kaido's ability and Luffy's ability, but in the manga, it didn't take him that long it didn't take Luffy that long to beat up on Kaido, and it didn't take Kaido that long to just, you know, blitz him. That's one thing I actually kind of wish that they did in that episode was, you know, show Kaido's inhuman speed, because in the manga chapter, he just blitzes past Luffy and just one-shots him. In the anime, it just has him tank a King Kong gun, and then, you know, him still not being moved by it. His body didn't even move. Like, normally when you get punched, you kind of like feel it, and your body kind of curves around the punch. Kaido just took the shot straight on and then just home run Luffy all the way into the back of Wano. So they kind of, when you say they'll stretch out the fight between Whitebeard and Roger, not surprised. But that's just my opinion. Once again, rambling. Okay, I'm actually approaching an hour. I need to go ahead and finish up so that way I can get started on My Hero. I'm sorry if I've been, you know, droning on a little bit too long, you guys. But let me see what the rest of you have said, and then I'll go ahead and call it a session. Overall, I rank this entire review on a 10 scale or a 100 scale to 10 out of 10 or 100 out of 100. We got to see Roger, you know, finally complete his journey and everything and all the things associated with it, and the setup for more information, which I know for a fact we're going to see into the future. Let me see. Last 5 chapters of One Piece could potentially be a massive info dump of revelations during and maybe even during some amazing fights. I wouldn't doubt it. Look what they did with the sumo match. Oh, that sumo match went on forever. We haven't seen the rocks, but Oda has pleased us with pages with tremendous clashes of power, yes, and maybe alas,
clash next chapter, Odin versus Kaido. When the newspaper will say pirates have saved the land of Wano from a 20-year dictatorship, bad image for marine government who have done nothing. Well, Wano isn't part of the world government, so it won't look bad. Yes, it won't look bad on the world government if something happens in Wano, because Wano's not affiliated with anybody, so it's not going to look bad on anybody overall. So overall, this chapter was absolutely amazing. I have waited on this chapter for so long. I've avoided looking at anything One Piece related. Like, I tend to go on the One Piece wiki sometimes just because I like to look at people's strength and abilities and their history and devil fruit powers and the differences in between the two. But at the same time, since I haven't read this before reading this chapter, I didn't want to get spoiled on anything. I didn't want to see anything on the homepage. I didn't want to see anything. So for me to finally be able to read the latest chapter of One Piece, that's a load off of my mind. And it was well worth the wait. I don't know what to tell you guys. It was worth it. Admire you, man, for holding out and waiting it out. Of course. I know I have to be a man of my word. If I make a video saying that I'm going to do something and I'm no longer going to do something else, and I'm only going to do something like I said before, I'm only going to read from Viz, the official license, so that way whenever I do my reflections, a lot less going back and forth, I have to stick with it. I have to. What kind of man would I be if I didn't stick with my word? You guys wouldn't be able to trust me. You waited a year longer than most people to read this. I waited for a new year to come around before I read the latest chapter of One Piece. Ain't that something? All right, I'm gone on for far too long. This chapter was amazing. You guys, first of all, this is quite a big jump of viewers I've had normally. Like, normally I've only had maybe 5 or 6, but I got 12, and that's something. I think it's hard, but you're right, since there are very, very bad translations on this chapter. That's all the more reason why I chose to wait for the official translation, because what you get on the Viz site is what you get when they create the volumes on paperback. So, and besides, the thing is, amazing how quickly other websites came in to fill Jai Minis and mainstream shoes, but now some of those have been taken down. Wow. So some sites have already tried to do the same thing that Jai Mini and Manga Stream have done, but they're starting to get taken down as well already. It's actually kind of fast, don't you think? 13 people. Yeah, this is a record. This is a record for any type of live streams I had, because I only have a few people. So I just want to say, as I end, because if I don't, then I won't be able to get to my hero, and then I won't be able to relax before I go to sleep for 14. What is with this number just rising out of nowhere? I am grateful that you all came here today. Thank you for joining me as I read through the latest chapter of One Piece. 19 at max. Wait, there were 19 people here? Why didn't no one tell me? But in all seriousness, it was 20 at max. I am nothing but humbled from the amount of people who came out to see me today. So I'm just going to end it right here, because if I don't, I'm going to keep talking. But thank you, everyone, for showing up today. You guys are amazing. Thank you for starting out this year right with me for One Piece and reading this chapter. You guys are awesome. I am nothing but appreciative for every single one of you, whether you're showing up for the first time or if you're a longtime viewer who's been with me for a minute. I thank you for helping this channel be awesome for everyone involved. You guys are amazing. I'm going to end it right now. So with that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next videos. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Now to start my hero.